Hola y bienvenidos a la Daily Hustle. Soy Enrique Byrnes y presidente es el mejor cerveza. No abate por No Filter Network. Ahora, Miguelito Santiaguito, not with us right now, but he should be with us momentarily. Will the Thrill Clark, not with us right now, but he was with us last night. Go back and watch the Deuces Wild show. It was fucking epic. Regardless, we come on here each and every single morning. Hold on a second. And we properly salute our boys. I typically, as you guys know, I relish in this moment. It's actually the time of the show that if the show just ended after our salute to our boys, I would be totally good with it. And that would be it. I could cut the show off and look back upon it and say, well, you know what? If I never get those, 37 seconds back, I'm fantastic. Why? Because it charges my day. So on that note, because there he is, let's properly salute.
Yes.
Yes! Oh, fuck. It's been a minute, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Audio is crisp and clear. I've got some screen switching going on my device, but
yeah, I got a little screen switching myself. Don't worry about it. Bear with me for a second because
indeed,
I want to make sure. Oh shit. All right. I get your audio. Hold on a second. Oh, this is so good, man. This is so good. Bear with me. Stay here, dude. Stay here. Down a little bit. Up a little bit. Oh, this is fantastic. Now I'm going to turn down. And I got you. Talk to me, dude. Talk to me, Goose.
Nagasaki, Yokohama. Nagasaki, Yokohama. Check 1, 2. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Check 1, 2. Camera A, camera B. Yeah,
I'm not sure if we've ever been so tech dialed in. And
that's great.
Dude, it's fantastic. So, bro, what the fuck, man? Good to see you.
Great to be with you. Yeah, good morning. Great to be with you, Burnsy. Thanks for having me on the program. I know that people have been wondering. I've been a little dark, but a lot of people have been tuning into the Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast. We had a banger in there yesterday if you had a chance to check that out.
I haven't checked it out yet, but I have checked out the ones in the past, and I recommend them to all of our Let Them Play players too, by the way.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love that. Good. We need it. You know, how do you get the most out of your baseball career? How do you close the gap from where you are to where you want to be when the game is 90% mental, but we're training at less than 10% of the time? So, yeah, it's stories and tales and peculiar anecdotes. Like yesterday, we had the curious story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and its application to the mental game. So, yeah, check it out. I think you'll find it a fun way to download some mental performance game, get yourself the foundation of it, have the awareness, the strategy, build a plan, have an accountability partner, and then, yeah, dive deeper into it. So, yeah, it's been fun, man. It was cool to have Leslie reach out and be like, where's the pod? So I'm trying to be more consistent with it.
So, Kowalski, speaking of Leslie, and thanks for the reminder, we are sponsored by Bet Online, the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football, baseball, basketball, any sport you could possibly dream of. Bet Online has every stat, matchup, live odds, spreads, all of it. During the games, before the games, after the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on the $200,000 mega contest. The pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to the online casino and get in on a game of blackjack, poker, or unwind with one of the over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. And yes, Kowalski, don't forget the foot reflexology board. Go to ericbyrnes.com to pick that up, along with a Daily Hustle 222 Unfiltered Life Guidance from a Human Crash Test Dummy. But the newly released Let Them Play, a parenting and coaching guide to use sports, of course, the future bestseller, and the F It List, life lessons from a Human Crash Test Dummy. Fuck yeah, man. You're representing well over there. Solid, dude.
Dual promotion. As you know, like Uncle Jesse told us, something terrible happens without promotion, Burnsy.
Nothing.
Fucking nothing.
Isn't that amazing? Oh, by the way, and I haven't given it the love it deserves, and I apologize, but you know I used to chew Copenhagen, Kowalski, right?
I do know that. You said it was one of the hardest things you ever had to learn to subdue and get rid yourself of.
So I looked for alternatives for years and just couldn't find one, so I just kept chewing Copenhagen. And then eventually I got to the point where I'm like, dude, I got to stop. Like, I mean, enough's enough. And so after baseball, I slowly weaned myself off of it, and I went to the Nicorette gum. And the Nicorette gum was money until it gave me heartburn, and then it wasn't. So I was thankful for the heartburn because that's actually what got me off nicotine completely. And I then proceeded to find different things, whether it was Altoids, mints, just to fulfill. It was a mouth fetish more than anything, right? I mean, cough drops, all of it. And just recently, though, I was sent these Deckies. Bro, 20 caffeine pouches, 40 milligrams of caffeine in here. You know we love our caffeine. Indeed. So they sent all the different flavor, the berry blitz, the raspberry fuego, the zen citrus, and it is incredible. I cannot believe how good it is. It fulfills that mouth sensation. It gives you the little kick. Is it the same as the nicotine, little buzz that you would get? No, but it does give you a little bit of a caffeine buzz. And right now, I mean, just for the sake of the show, I'm going to fire one in right here. Deckies. I imagine go to deckies.com. What's that?
How's the pouch size on that? How's the pouch size on that? Are you going to have an obvious lipper in when you're sitting in your Q3 quarterly marketing meeting, or are you going to be able to have your lipper in, be on the low, and still be able to answer the Q3 marketing questions? Right? Are you going to be able to still dive in?
That's a great point, because there's another caffeine pouch that I've used before in the past. And when you put that one in, the other one, we'll call it, it actually does give you that big bulge in the lip. And it also has their coffee grinds, right? And then the coffee grinds will break out of the pouch. And when the coffee grinds break out of the pouch, it's like I'm chewing Copenhagen today. I got shit all over my teeth. So I do like putting those in when I'm on the baseball field. Sure. It just kind of feels right. But when you're sitting at the corner office, Kowalski, like you said, in the cubicle, and you got to answer Q3 questions, certainly the Deckies is a way to go.
When you're heading in and you're making a compelling proposal to your boss to have your salary raised to fair market value, you don't want a bulge coming out while you're wearing your Eddie Bauer slacks in your brown boots. You just don't. So yeah, I think there's a time and place for the larger packs, for the larger little lip pillows. But, I think I tend to go to like a 3 milligram Zen spearmint. Anything outside of that? No, which my brother used to call vegan chew because all he did was chew as a firefighter. But now he's on the Zen as well. The whole firehouse has made it. I'm shocked that Zen doesn't sponsor the firehouse.
But those are nicotine patches or nicotine pouches.
Oh, this is only caffeine that you have.
Yeah, this is it. This has no nicotine, dude.
Oh, interesting. Well, they do say that small amounts of nicotine that aren't, chemically processed or toxic have a nootropic benefit. So a lot of people say that they have a lot of success with having like a triple espresso, having some Nicorette gum, or doing some sort of a pouch or some sort of a nicotine substitute like a Zen or some of these other ones, and then being able to sit down and like power read for 3 hours.
Interesting. So, yeah, there's no way. Nicotine's not good for you. There's no way. It's addictive. Right? And caffeine for me is not addictive. Yeah.
Well, let's look at the burn rate at Starbucks and then
fuck. Dude. I thought about that the other day as I just hit reload again on my app. I seriously, I got to spend a minimum $100 a week. Minimum. I got to believe.
Do you have right now?
Dude, I use them all. Every time they're up there, I just, hey, go ahead and fire off a 100-star or 200-star drink. I always try to find the most expensive thing I could get, right? If you're going to use 200 stars with that one. Yeah.
You're going to go full venti. Size does not matter when you have the points.
So, Kowalski, update everybody right now on what you've been doing, because Corpo World is no longer there in your life. You made a major career transition. Go ahead and divulge the grand change.
Yeah. Let me regale you, if I may. So if people don't know my background, because it's been a minute since Byrnesy and I have got on the interwebs and had some fellowship together. I know you're coming into the Flatland Desert Oasis this weekend, I believe. Is that right, Byrnesy?
Correct.
So we got to figure it. We'll talk about that. But my background, I'm a public school Polish Mexican. I grew up in Arizona. I played basketball, received a scholarship to play at a school called Colby College in the Jayhawk Conference. And as Byrnesy always likes to ask me, how'd that work out for you, man? Well, I don't know. I don't feel like I got the most out of my playing career, and that led me down the path of, seeking why. Mental performance came in trying to figure out what I needed as a person and a player that would help me close the gap from where I was to where I wanted to be. So I had to learn the mental game. That's when I found the great book, maybe the Bible of the mental game in baseball, Heads Up Baseball by Ken Ravizza. So good. I ended up finishing a legendary. Love you, Ken. He's up here on the wall. Love it, Ken. You're up there too, Byrnesy, right there. You see the bobblehead. So I ended up finishing my degree at ASU. After college, I got into endurance sports. I was running an endurance sports store in Scottsdale, Arizona, and that's where I met the Brociopath himself. You wanted to dive into endurance sports. I think one day I was opening up the shop, but you were heading into the coffee bean. I said, fucking Byrnesy! And you just said, what's up, dude? And that sparked, our journey. I think you were playing beer league softball for the Half Moon Bay Dutch Goose softball team then.
Yeah.
Out there. So that, led us over the last, 10, 15 years, completing all these different endurance events, trying to leave players and people in the game of baseball better than we found it. I feel like we both have the same boarding pass in being transformational, not transactional coaches. So, stuff like the Let Them Play Triathlon Across America. An email came out about that today. Numerous Ironmans, ultramarathons, the Speed Golf Guinness World Record, and then that led us all the way to you and I going out, me coming out and being part of the Let Them Play organization and bringing more of a player development, bringing the juice, just getting a culture and an energy around the team. And then that parlayed us, going to championship games and wearing the American flag mullet. You're wearing the chicken head mask. I'm playing the didgeridoo. The kids don't even want walk-ups. They said, Kowalski, play us a didgeridoo. You got it, kid. That led to, if we get a lead, maybe we go position buffet and the kids. So all these different aspects of not removing the creativity from the game and letting them play. Hence the name of the squad, Let Them Play, which led us all the way to the Savannah Bananas in 22 on the Dream Tour, which was featured, I believe, on a 6-hour documentary on ESPN Plus called Banana Land. But, I don't believe I'm in it, but I was there.
Dude.
And then that leads us to, many years ago after an Ironman finish where I met your boy at the time, the great Ichabod Kane. And so Kane ends up being mentored by Ken Ravizza at Cal State Fullerton. And Kane has really carried the torch for Ravizza and created this coaching company called Brian Kane Peak Performance. And that's a team that's worked with over 1,000 players drafted in pro baseball. Guys like Jake Arrieta, guys like Corbin Burns, like young guards like Bobby Witt Jr., Anthony Volpe, Jake Fraley, 4 squads that dogpiled in Omaha like Fullerton and Coastal Carolina, Vanderbilt and Oregon State, UFC champions, and on and on and on. So after meeting him and us, I'm working in the corporate world for a while, right? For over 10 years. And then I have the banana experience. I come home, I'm sitting in the Q3 marketing meeting going, this isn't my mountain anymore. My mountain's over there. So now I'm back down, and you were telling me that 10 years ago. Hey man, call me in the middle of the day from like some, antique store in the middle of Northern California. You're buying like a pirate musket and, like a cool, like confetti machine. What are you doing, man? I go, I'm sitting in a meeting. Got to get out of there, man. So yeah, that kind of. So getting to be mentored by Burnsy, getting to be around guys like Troy Gloss, getting to be around guys like that madman Josh Weitzel, in the clearest eyes and the fullest heart of all, the great Gall star himself, John Gall. So learning a lot, just being a fly on the wall, a sponge and a chameleon, and bringing my personality to the game, not taking it from the game. So it's the same system that I use now. My cornerstones are awareness, strategy, plan. So that's what we got to be aware of what's going on. That comes down to the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde podcast I put out yesterday on this platform, on the world's best live streaming interactive event and podcast hosting platform, nofilter.net. Check out Mindbender Mental Performance. But whether you're a 15-year big leaguer or a 15-year veteran like Matt Carpenter or like the Brociopath himself, it works. Whether you're a no-namer or a Hall of Famer. So, we start to break down little by little what guys know about the mental game, what they want, and then what they need from that. So, and then from there, dude, we just start breaking down, how to get the most out of your baseball career, how to close the gap, things like AM and PM routines, things like pregame, in-game, and post-game routines, things like controlling what you can control and letting go of what you can't, things like breathing big and choosing big body language, and understanding that confidence is not a feeling, that confidence is a choice. Well, Kowalski, how do you choose confidence? BFS, big breath, big body language, great focus, 100% locked into the present moment, being where your feet are, and great self-talk. I'm confident, I'm cocky, I'm the next Rocky. I'm the one-pitch warrior. I hunt and attack pitches in the zone, right? Things always work out for me. So once we start to learn that, and once we start to learn the setup and build some structure, because it's not so much about the system. Just for example, like it's a collection of skills or a limiting belief. They want more confidence, on consistency and good outcomes, consistency in executing pitches. So that's what we try to do, build that skill set, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's with teams. A shortstop has a different skill set than a catcher, right? A catcher has to be a field commander and block pitches. A starting pitcher has a different skill set than your 4-hole hitter. An outfielder like you has a better arm more often than not than the first baseman. So just like different skill sets come in to different drills and skills come in to build out a skill set for the mental game. And then we just take it layer by layer and add and identify that individual specific journey and try to be best put to use and be the best fit for what they need. Because what one guy needs, another guy might need something totally different.
So Kowalski, we used to joke around and hand out each other's numbers via this show. Now we're no longer joking around. I mean, this is a real fucking deal, man. Where can people find you?
Yeah, they can hit me up directly at 480-529-5756, or you can just email me at Kowalski at mindbendermentalperformance.com, or you can visit the website, www.mindbendermentalperformance.com. That's on the World Wide Web.
Dude, I can't.
That's on the World Wide Web.
I'm really proud of you, man. I don't think that we talk enough for me to have really communicated how stoked I am for you. And we text every day multiple times back and forth, and we trade FaceTimes that neither one of us ever answer. It's incredible. I mean, we're on a streak of like 20 back and forth FaceTimes. And there's only one, as a matter of fact, that I screened. And typically I would answer in just about any situation. But, a lot of times they come in when I'm on the pickleball court, so it's just not going to happen. But dude, no, seriously, because this is ultimately a life optimization podcast, always has been. And I think, somebody like yourself who has transitioned, well, not like that, but transitioned in his career. And it's tough to take that leap of faith. But when you told me you were doing it, it kind of gave me the chills, a little bit. And I'm like, I was proud of you. And, after the Savannah Banana thing, and even after, fuck this Savannah Banana thing. Like, dude, the Tri Across America, the speed golf, 24-hour world record, like just all these adventures that we have. Like, I knew from spending that much time with you that you're not cut out to be locked in a box, man. Right. And I also knew that you had so much to give the world. And it's the same reason why we've been friends for so long is I like to think that we motivate one another and we help each other out from a psychological standpoint and continue to, come together and charge life and support each other through our journeys. And, now from a professional standpoint, at least, in your case, you're going to be able to do that, not just with me and your boys and your buddies, but you do that where you can hopefully make a living out of this and help people along the way. The difference, though, with you than any other guy that I know that's worked in that mental space, mental performance space, is and it's probably just because I know you better than any of the other guys, but you go all in. You make it about not just, here's the X's and O's, but it's like, nah, man, like you get to know that person. And like you said, individualize it where you're having real conversations, heartfelt shit. And I think ultimately when you're able to make that connection, that is what really, really will help somebody. And instead of looking for these short-term fixes by doing well, you're building a relationship that's going to benefit them immensely.
Yeah, man. I mean, what can I say? High praise and kind sentiments, tears in my eyes almost. But yeah, I think we've talked about this before, Burnsy. We've got to sail the right ships. First of all, it is scary. It is scary to come off the mountain and go back down into the valley of darkness and climb the next mountain. Of course it's scary, but the caterpillar must have the courage to let old pieces of himself die off to become the butterfly. That's why the caterpillar is the most courageous creature around. And I think we all have to face our own metamorphosis at some point. We all have to face that we are capable of being Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And sometimes we let Mr. Hyde have more of a voice than he should. And so confronting that horror and that fear of the truth of who you actually are and where you are in your life and where you want to go, I think a lot of us freeze in horror and fear and terror of the all too real fact of the journey that lies ahead of you becoming all that you could become. And I think it's a really fun journey to help guys explore that and use a system that I know works, and no shot that I could be where I am have you and I not had those adventures along the way that, and I think it's important because, this happened for me. We got a lot of victims out there and not enough fighters. So I think it's important to be able to look back on your past and connect the dots in a healthy and constructive and compelling way that creates a compelling future for you, because it's the cave that we fear to enter holds the treasures that we seek. And every time we go up the mountain and into the cave, it gets a little less scary. And the mountain always looks a lot less steep when you're standing there with an accountability partner or a roll dog. That's for sure.
All right, Kowalski, let's get into today's Daily Hustle right now. Buenos dias. Today is Wooden Wednesday, September 18, 2024. Daily Hustle quote of the day. Things turn out best for people who make the best of the way things turn out. Of course, that's John Wooden. Daily Hustle translation. 6 years ago this week, I was able to complete the Let Them Play triathlon across America, 3,370-mile swim, bike, and run journey from San Francisco to New York City. There was a Hollywood beginning and the Broadway ending, but what took place in between was anything but glamorous. Along the route, we dealt with a great white shark encounter, relentless heat, over 100 flat tires, 3 bike crashes, dead ends, dirt roads, severe lightning, golf ball-sized hail, and a fucking tornado. Yet, the only way we were able to persevere through all of it was by simply putting one foot in front of the other and, as Coach Wooden suggests, making the absolute best of the way things turned out, no matter what. The trek across the country certainly wasn't easy, and neither is life. Just about each day we are blessed to live, we will all deal with some sort of unexpected happening. Our natural instinct is to immediately label the event as good or bad. But the reality is that the ultimate determination will not be determined by the happening itself, but rather our response to it. EBPS, click the blue link below as Kowalski and I rehash the journey on this AM's Daily Hustle, and the Let Them Play Try Across America documentary is now available at letthemplayfilm.com and most major platforms. It's badass, and Eric Cochran did an incredible job capturing the adventure. All right, Kowalski, let's give the people what they want. Give me just a quick synopsis, and I know it's impossible to do, really, when you look back upon everything, what are the one or two things that stick out when you think about the Try Across America?
Well, you said that the only way we were able to persevere through all of it was simply putting one foot in front of the other. And there's a lot of truth to that, not just in the triathlon across America, but in all aspects of life. If you want to win, you got to ask yourself what's important now. And that's one breath, one step at a time, being the one-armed bricklayer from Baghdad, laying the brick wall, one brick at a time. And, like you said, it wasn't easy, but just about each day you said we were blessed. We were so blessed, I think you said. So, when you have an attitude of gratitude, when you have a, perspective, and when you have a compared to what attitude, I think that allows you to go forward with much more momentum and hope and optimism. But yeah, for me, there was moments where, like deep in the canyon in Kirkland, I lost myself. I found myself. I went into the darkness, into the abyss, and came out the next day and learned how to persevere and push myself, learn the power of the human resilience, the power of community, of our families coming together the way we did. I was just really moved by the whole experience. It certainly has had a lasting impact on me that hasn't left. I still think back on it with incredible memories. We saw every, facet an aspect of human nature, the good times, the bad times, the fascinating, frustrating times, the joy, the elation, the hours and hours where we just communicated with a series of head nods, eye flutters, and grunts, and we're perfectly locked in and coherent. So yeah, man, it was special, dude. No, I don't know if anybody's ever going to replicate something like that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to replicate. I mean, I'm sure other people are out there and they're doing, all sorts of epic adventures. I think this is one.
I mean, yeah.
This is one. It was nutty, man. I mean, bro, whether it was the bike spill you had when we took off in like different directions.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck we were doing. We were both delirious at the time. We run into the dead end road. There's the I forgot about this until like right now. I mean, you got deathly ill at the very end of it.
Yes. My kidneys shut down, I believe the doctor said. Do not run. Your kidneys are shutting down. I said, copy that. Went on a walk through the city with 3-year-old Kakua.
Do you remember exactly what it was?
No, I don't know. It hasn't happened since that kind of shutdown. I'm not sure. It could have just been the accumulation. It could have been that when I took that spill in Nevada, when I came back and met you on that Little League field somewhere in Omaha, I think it was, I had just come off the antibiotics because it got infected when I crashed in Nevada. So it could have been an accumulation of that. Who knows? It could have been, I'm not sure. But Hendu and Franz Dill came in and took over and pasted in.
How about the bike spill that I took in the salt fields in Salt Lake? And we have a very infamous double birdie coming back at you, which was actually the inspiration, thinking back upon it now, for Flippy that you can pick up at ericbyrnes.com.
Yeah, I think you want to have something, coming back to it, like the Flippy thing. It's like, I find Flippy it's like dog tags, right? You want to have something that, even a team like LTP, you've got so many guys coming in that are superstars in their own city, and now they come in, and I think it's important to find a way to keep guys connected when they're coming from different places. You strap a dog tag around them that says passion, energy, effort on it. Now you know the foundation of what it means to be an LTP player. So I think, Flippy, although people, might get it twisted, please take it in the spirit in which it's intended. Flippy is not fuck me. Flippy is not fuck you. Flippy is fuck it. He's in the fuck it bucket. And you got to be careful, right? What you're fucking. And Flippy is staying in that fuck it bucket. He's controlling what he can control and letting go of what he can't. Flippy is very present. So good on you.
So Kowalski, how much have you been following, if at all, the baseball season? Your Cubs are trying to hang in there.
Yeah. It's statistically highly, highly unlikely. We'd have to have maybe Jesse Bromberg come in and perform some sort of algorithm in front of us to help us understand if they have any sort of shot. But it seems highly unlikely. But, dude, last night I watched the Padres and the Astros. I just love watching baseball as a sportsman, as somebody who now watches the game, not just from a physical aspect, but watching guys pre-pitch routines, watching how guys implement 2-strike approaches, watching how guys come back after not executing a pitch in a high leverage situation, so it's, I just, of course, I've been following closely, man. What do you got?
Did you see Altuve take his shoe off after he fouled the ball off his foot?
I did not see that. What inning was that?
It's so good, man. I was late in the game. The Astros had a chance to win it. Altuve was up. He fouls the ball off his foot. The ball goes to third base, and they determine that he did not foul ball off his foot. Now, how and why this could not go back to New York to have them correct the issue is fucking beyond me. But apparently they couldn't. So Altuve then takes off his entire shoe, and he's pointing to his toe, which is discolored. And they end up throwing him out of the game. I love that guy. Absolutely love it.
You know what would have been badass though, Burnsy? As he's walking off, he heads into the stands, does a shoey out of the shoe, gives the fan the shoe, then heads down the tunnel.
A la Todd LaRocca. That's his famous move. LaRocca and I were going, he was here the other night. It was Trent Tucker's 50th birthday party.
All right, Trent.
Rock and I played a game of pickleball for a shoey. So whoever had lost it, I forget, but whatever, it never happened, unfortunately. But that's LaRocca's signature move is pour the beer into the shoe and then, of course, take it down.
Yep. And if you're out there and you see him, approach LaRocca. He will give you he'll provide you an Uncle Ben to take a shoey out of the shoe. That's
no doubt about it. Coming in town this weekend, Kowalski. I got the family with me, at least Tara and Sissy Small Fry.
Yeah.
Fancy Pants Strawberry Shortcake. We're staying at a hotel because it's more than 2, which the casita has an occupancy.
Yes.
What's our limit there? 6?
It really depends on the size of the human. If we're talking fully grown adult athletes, as long as we're, again, you fellas can sleep hole to hole. You can sleep pole to pole, but you better not be sleeping pole to hole. So that's all. We've just got to be mindful of the space and understand that if you are over 6'6", you're going to have a hard time moving through the property, and so there's that as well.
But will you be coaching with Let Them Play this weekend? Inquiring minds want to know.
You what?
Will you be coaching with LTP this weekend in AZ? Super Regional NIT, Kowalski. It's a big one.
Yeah. Well, it's not really about where we play. It's not about who we play, but it certainly is, Burnsy, about how we play, right? Are we going to go in with a great appearance, 10 feet tall and bulletproof? Are we going to go in with a solid attitude? Because the most important decision we make is the attitude we take. Are we going to go in prepared? Because the separation's in the preparation, baby. You know that. And then are we going to focus on our performance? Not the results of how we perform, but how we perform, a good energy and effort. So it's not about where we play. It's not about who we play, but it is about how we play. Will I be there? It'd be an honor and a privilege to be there. Absolutely. Let's bring the lions out, dude. Because as you know, lions hunt, man. We're living in the zoo, but we play in the jungle, dude. Baseball, the field is the jungle, right? And we got to be lions. We got to hunt and attack pitches. We got to hunt and attack growth. We got to hunt and attack learning. We got to hunt and attack we over me. We got to hunt and attack confidence. But Burnsy, the eyes in front, that animal's going to hunt. Eyes on the side, that animal's going to hide. So, boys, are we going to be lions or are we going to be gazelles?
I'm looking forward to this. Bro, I had a buddy of mine, Clint McGill, reach out recently.
I got a call with Clint today.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I got a call with Clint today. Shout out Clint McGill.
Yeah, he hit me up. I don't know if he hit me up on IG or text me. It reminded me, I forgot to get back to him, but he was inquiring about potentially you doing these meditation sessions, whatever it is, because he's got a whole network that he has, and he's done a couple shows here on No Filter Network as well. And all I was going to do was connect the 2 of you. So it's fucking awesome. Tell Clint I said, what's up?
I certainly will, dude. Yeah, and the meditation and mental imagery that you speak of, Burnsy, we make that specific for baseball. It's called ball, breathing, body check-in, where we do affirmations, looking back on your best performances, and then connecting them and looking ahead to your next baseball competition. So, yeah, I get a lot of value, and it's something I do on the front end of every call with every player or team that I work with. We'll start with that ball, mental imagery, and meditation, because things happen twice, dude. First in our mind, then in reality. You're the dude that when he said, who here knows what it takes to play in the big leagues? And then what'd he tell you guys, dude?
You got no fucking clue what it takes to play in the big leagues.
There's 150 of you in this room.
No, there was 30.
30 of you.
30. There's 30 of you in this room, look around the fucking room, because only 3 of you will ever play a day in the fucking big leagues. At least that's what the statistics say. And sure enough, guess what? 3 guys from that room, which was Instructional League in 1998, played in the big leagues.
And what did you say to those guys when he said?
Well, I looked to my left, I looked to my right. I turned to Bert Snow, Vanderbilt University, and I'm like, yo, dude. And then I turned to my right, also my left. I turned to my right, Jason Hart, Southwest Missouri State. I go, boys, only 2 spots left. You fucking coming with me? That was it. I knew it. There wasn't a doubt in my mind I was going to play in the big leagues. Not one fucking doubt in my mind, bro.
I mean, that's certainty. Things happen twice, first in our mind, then in reality. A full-on belief, a certainty, a conviction, and then a committed and dedicated, routine, habits, disciplines, actions, behaviors that went along with that initial belief, because knowledge minus action equals fucking nothing.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to get in the trenches. It's like the pickleball game, bro. And I haven't talked to you, a ton about it, but basically, I've had some conversations with guys around here that, some of the better guys that are playing in the area, and quite frankly, they don't play a whole lot. And as I mentioned to them each and every single time I see them, I'm like, the gap's fucking closing, dude. You guys realize this? Like, you have this title right now as if you're the best player in the Reno Tahoe area. But, bro, if you're not getting out there, if you're not getting better, if you're not getting in the fucking trenches, if you're not drilling, if you're not doing the mental imagery, if you're not hitting off the Dink Master at night, if you're not watching pickleball videos consistently all day, every fucking day when you're not playing, you ain't doing shit, man. The gap's closing, and I'm coming for you.
Hey, dude. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Watch out, because the pickler ticklers are coming.
So, Kowalski, I've seen some balloons floating across your screen.
I don't know what that is. I thought you were doing it. What is that?
I am not doing it. It's got to be coming from the chat. But I actually brought you on here. Remember, about a week ago? It was less than a week ago. I go, bro, you got to come on the Daily Hustle, right? You got to come on the Daily. I got some shit I got to show you. And you and I, for the longest time, and I told Will this last night too, we've always dealt with some kind of fucking tech issue. One way or another. It's just, it's been this, it's been that. But, we both worked hard on it, trying to figure it out. I regressed. Whether it was from, I want to be able to do it. So I started running the show off the iPad. I've even done it off the iPhone. My internet would go out, and then the Mevo camera broke, and whatever. But dude, we get a lot of fucking downloads from, and John Davis on here. He says he's on here. He's not doing the balloons, but they're coming from somewhere. We don't know where. But anyhow, so I go into Best Buy the other day, and I wanted a better sound quality without having to go through my Focusrite, because what was happening, the Focusrite was disconnecting from the computer, and I didn't know if it was the adapter because I have a MacBook Pro Air, which doesn't have the USB, only has a USB-C. It's just boom. Anyway, long story short, he hooked me up with this Rode X thing. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, try this, plug this into this, and it should be good. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Can I put my good headphones into that? He's like, yeah, no problem. So I'm like, cool. I do it. I have no idea if it's going to fucking work or not. I come home. I put this on. I'm like, whoa, this sounds good. I can hear myself, and hopefully other people hear me. But there's a few buttons here. I'm like, what is this, man? What is this? And then I figured out, Kowalski, this gets better. But wait, there's more.
Because I could go ahead and make my voice sound like this. This is too good. And I just figured you would be the one that really appreciates all of it.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, that is rich.
It's so fucking good, man. It is really.
Oh, 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 it's eerie, but I want more, you know? I don't want to hear it, but I do.
You want to hear everything. You want to know that I am your father.
Oh man.
Oh, if we want to cut out, I could cut out. I could beep shit out now.
This is elite. This
Bro,
is
we're not even
fully
done yet.
integrated. This is you want cons.
Yeah. So, Colin, let me keep going. Because the next page has something. I'm not sure. I'm really touching buttons at this point. Let's try this one.
Yeah, space monkeys.
Oh wait, hold on a second. We could just have
All right. Hey guys, we're waiting on Kowalski to come on. Please stand by.
Oh, this is so fucking good.
What's up, Jack? Yeah.
I mean, this is some serious disco porn music, man.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Please welcome to the stage, Damien. Damien to the stage.
Oh.
What else you got?
Oh, when we get crickets. You tell one of your funny jokes? Here, let's see what this is.
Oh. Hey, let's welcome Matt Kowalski to the show. Hey, Matt, any input today?
Okay. We got more.
Morning radio host. Incredible.
Oh, dude, I gotta get you one, man. Hey, it's gifted. It's gifted. It's coming your way. I think you need a computer, though. Do you have a computer?
I'm working on a MacBook Pro, dude. Has USB-C plugs, man. The shit's mine.
That's all you need. You need a USB-C plug, and you got to download some software that comes with it, and then I mean, this is it. This is just celebration.
Incredible. All right, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that puppy and the new Rodecaster Master Blaster ModCon system.
Yeah, it's a Rode X, Rode X, the Rode X streamer. So, anyway, good shit, man. I got to go pick up Callie. But anything else you want to share with the Daily Hustle audience this morning?
I mean, man, how much time do I have? Of course. I mean, I think there's so many good things that you and I still need to discuss as it pertains to LTP coming into town. I actually built out a team mental game process that I think you'd find very effective to implement for LTP and the squad, whether it's things like, you know, practicing the national anthem and being locked in on how we execute the national anthem. And 3 seconds after the national anthem ends, everybody turns in unison, puts the lid on. We got guys coming from different places all the time. We should have a system that can quickly bring guys into the culture that is LTP. So something like that, something like the dog tag thing we were talking about, or like, you know, the what's his name? Flippy,
Oh.
fucking Flippy, right? Something like a perspective poster where each guy has a perspective poster where they think about a loved one, a family member, maybe that they've lost or is battling something that's far greater than making an error, getting a strikeout, or not executing on a pitch. So things like that. Thinking about, especially with LTP, I was thinking about this, being a player over a starter, right? So, I mean, every player that comes into LTP is an elite level young go hard. They're the best on their teams back home. And when they get to LTP, they're now one of many great players. So often for the first time, they're not the best player on the team. So we've got to make it a point to keep the process over the outcome, to keep a focus on being the best player for the team versus the best player on the team. So, and then you guys are always on the road. So I was thinking road warriors. We've got to adopt the mindset at LTP of road warriors. Because when you're playing youth baseball at the elite level, you guys are doing it at now. We're doing it at now. Every weekend is a heavyweight battle, baby, against a top opponent. So, yeah, man, the results are real. But one of the components of what we need to develop there, I believe, is that we can only control what we can control. We're playing against the game, never the other team. Keeping our focus on the game, playing as close to our best as we can. Not the best, our best. And focusing on, what's happening between the lines versus all the outside distractions. Road warriors, I think, is important. And then I think the coolest thing you're going to find this weekend that I'd love to implement with you, dude, couple things. Mental ABs, meaning your at-bat starts in the 4-hole. And I've got to assume you guys are already doing that. You got the Bruce bolts on. You've got your bat. If I ask kids, where's your at-bat start? When I'm on deck. No, it could be a one-pitch at-bat, then you're rushed. So we've got to start in the 4-hole, taking our mental ABs. In the hole, getting your timing. Now we're on deck. Now we're walking 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Barrel in the dominant hand. Seeing, feeling, hearing the dirt underneath your feet. Getting that big breath on the barrel. Then receive ball, be easy, hammer it. So, and mental ABs, meaning if you got a couple guys on the bench, that whatever primary position is being played by another young go-hard at that time, when he goes up to bat, you're in the corner of the dugout taking your mental at-bats. You're visualizing. So on average, you're getting 4 to 5 at-bats a game. So when the opportunity comes, you've taken 4 or 5 mental ABs when you get the call from skipper to go in and bang one in the gap. So separation is in the preparation. So I think that we can find a lot of success when we bring a guy off the bench and give him an opportunity using mental imagery and a mental at-bat routine if these guys aren't in the game. So I think that's important. And then the one more thing, dude, the Quab whiteboard. How do we keep guys engaged, right? I think we have a whiteboard. Okay, baseball is one of those sports we keep track of errors and largely shit that we don't control, like batting average and ERA. We don't control it. But what we can control is a quality at-bat. Any at-bat where you see 8 or more pitches. Any at-bat where you go down 0-2 and see 4 more pitches. Any at-bat where you move a runner over. Any RBI, any sac fly, any bunt that you put in the kill zone and make the third baseman, catcher, and pitcher work for it and throw you out by a half step, that's a quab. Any hard hit ball is a quab. So now we're marking these things down. Now we're marking them. A guy comes in, there's a little whiteboard in there, boom, mark the quab board. So it's just a way to bring some cohesiveness and culture and routines that get guys fired up, because measurements in the motivation. And motivation comes after movement begins. So, of course, before any of this, we'll make sure that we're getting our plyo jumps. And the last thing is, does each guy on the team have a release? Does he have a red, yellow, or red light release? When the shit hits the fan, when the adversity comes, some steps that you can go to help you flush it and bring you back to execute the next pitch. So making sure that each guy has that physical action, that breath on the focal point. We suggest the left field foul pole, let it go. And then coming back to your 3 keys to keep it simple: breathe, let it eat, this pitch, whatever you use. So I think some of those aspects we can start to work in this weekend.
Yeah, dude, I used to use the right field foul pole. But yeah, I like the left field foul pole better because it's let it go. The left, let it go, whatever. But I was talking to the boys about that the other day. I'm like, just flush it. That's it. Flush it, but make the adjustment. Know what went wrong. I had a real good conversation with both Gianni and Miles the other day, because if they're on time, these kids are lethal. And I watch, it's like multiple pitches in a row where they go like this, and they're just late. I'm like, dude, you guys are too good to be late on a consistent basis. So be able to make the adjustment. Not only here, when we got Ched firing at him from, 50 feet, 60 feet, whatever, but we had the machine cranked up. But I need you making that adjustment in the game where it's like, oh, okay, foul this pitch off, behind it, whatever, late. All right, I'm uncomfortably early. Uncomfortably early. That's it. Uncomfortably early. But make that adjustment. The guys who do the best, the guys who end up having the most success are the ones who consistently make the adjustments in the shortest period of time possible. Pitch by pitch, ideally. Right? And you can say game by game, week by week. Yeah. But the longer you go with that is the longer you struggle. So it's I learned a lot of this through failure, man. Learned a lot of this from the unwillingness to change in certain circumstances and situations where I should have changed earlier and I didn't. So it's great to be able to have that knowledge and then pass it on. Dude, I got to go, man. I got to go get Sissy. Thanks for coming on. You have an open invite whenever the fuck you want. Find Michael Kowalski at phone number, email, and Mental Performance Mindbender Podcast. You are some kind of mindbender. Mindbender Mental Performance. There it is.
That's a high gloss card. If I was cast in the movie American Psycho during the business card scene, I guarantee you Christian Bale's character would have been really impressed by this.
You're damn right. And Joe just chimed in here. He says the show was fucking on fire, man. Joe, we love you. Keep tuning in.
Manuele?
No, we got Joe Strongoli, man. Joe Strongoli.
Oh, Joe Strongoli. That's my guy. I'm talking to him today, dude. I'm going to be working with his son, Jojo. Shout out to the great Joe Strongoli, a huge supporter and endorser of everything Enrique Byrnes and the LTP program and just like what we put out. He's a big contributor to youth sports at the local travel ball team level here. His kid is an up-and-coming kid, young Jojo, middle infielder. So, yeah, I'm fired up to talk to Joe. That's awesome.
And Michelle Drew. Good morning to you, Michelle. Hey. Always one we keep our, an OG. Nice out here this week. Yeah, what kind of weather are we dealing with?
We're dealing with like low 90s. It's extremely nice, dude. It's almost sweater weather here at this point. So, and you talk about you learn so much from failure. I think it's important. We always talk about successes, dude, but failure is that dirty little thing in the dark, dusty annex of our mind that we like to wrap up in some janky box of optimism and hand it out to people when really failure at its rawest form is the thing that binds us all. So I found that talking about our failures helps to kind of take the edge off, and what we reveal, we can heal. So I think it's pretty cool, you know, because they go, oh, easy for him. No, man, everybody's life is marred with some sort of darkness and malevolence and failures. And it's the ones, like you said, that don't stay in that place that long. They have a series of strategy steps, you know, things that they do to take them out of the abyss and back into the light. So thanks for talking about it.
It goes back to the Daily Hustle email and what John Wooden said. It's just figuring out how are we going to respond to it, and don't label it as good or bad right away either.
That reminds me of the inner game of tennis. The great Tim Galloway.
Remember, they're one of the best mental performance books ever.
Yeah, Self 1 and Self 2. Right, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Be the observer, dude. Be the observer.
Yeah, be the witness. Yep. There's three sides to a coin, Bernsey.